Hi everyone, I'm Dan. Okay, so we all live our daily lives here at Booth. We have stressed exams and deadlines, and we think about career and recruiting. And if that's not enough, we each have our own personal problems to deal with. But there's an entirely different world out there. It's either too small for us to see, or too big for us to see. Let's take a minute and talk about these orders of magnitude that are invisible to us. What we might find there, and how does it all relate to us? We'll start from the smallest and scale up. The subatomic level. What is it like to be an atom? First, in the nucleus, the protons are glued together despite the fact that they repel each other. The particles that they attract are the electrons. From the proton's point of view, the electron is so far away that it feels like an ant feels in a football field. Atoms make you and everything around you, so you can pretty much blame them for all of your problems. Everything that you are, you can blame on these. From your inborn skills to the way that you look. This is your DNA. So take a few of these strands together, and you might get a virus. A virus is in the gray area of even being considered alive. It cannot replicate without help from hosts. So whenever you get a cold, for example, it might just be because you're a really good host to one of these. So take about 10 to 100 times bigger and you get bacteria. Bacteria are the smallest beings that are considered alive. They can make you sick and they can survive extreme conditions, such as outer space. The next slide is probably the most disturbing one. Meet the Demodex, or face mites. These are tiny parasites that live on all of our faces. In big numbers, they make our faces scratch, and if you take a shower, you can reduce their numbers, so here's another good reason. This is the area we're all familiar with, starting from the smallest beings, such as ants, and scaling up all the way to humans, houses, cities, countries, and up to the entire planet. This is what we know best. We can all travel across continents in matters of hours, if you take a plane. But that's about as far as we go. It might take some time until there's an efficient way to go outside of Earth. So until that day comes, let's keep scaling up. Our moon and the other planets. Sounds boring at first, but their presence has a surprising effect on many of the life conditions on Earth, such as the length of our day. So whenever we don't have enough time for anything, we can blame this. Let's move up. Our sun. Can't live without it, and eventually it will kill us all. If you just wait a few billions of years. In the meantime, we can go outside and enjoy its warmth. All right, we live in Chicago. Never mind. So take a few billions of such suns, and you get our galaxy. The galaxy's main concern is a huge black hole in its center that keeps sucking everything coming here. About 100 billion of such galaxies, and you get our entire universe. Whenever you ask yourself, why are we all here, or what does it all mean? The universe might have some answers, but who said that our universe is unique? Some theories claim that there are an infinite number of parallel universes, and we can only interact and see our own. By the way, the universe is responsible for cosmic radiation, which is responsible for a surprisingly big number of memory failures in all of our computers. By the way, at this point, a single atom on this gigantic screen is about 100 billion times bigger than Earth. This is just impossible to grasp, no matter how hard you try. So let's take a look at the journey that we had. We started from subatomic particles to electrons, DNA, viruses, bacteria, and face mites. We then talked a little bit about all the objects that we're familiar with, starting from ants and up to the entire planet. We then moved out to the other planets, the sun, the galaxy, our universe, and finally, universe and beyond. And we all interact with such a small part of this scale on a daily basis. So we now have a bunch of new objects that you can blame your daily problems on. You're not late to your study group because your alarm clock failed. You're late because your DNA made you a heavy sleeper and cosmic radiation killed your alarm. So whenever you feel overwhelmed by all your life pressure here at Booth and recruiting and your problems, think of how insignificant they all are in the eyes of the mites on your face, or the universe that you live in. But then, go back to work. Thank you.